Okay, I'm going off script now. I woke up this morning and I just saw this comment, another comment from this guy, Cambridge, Liverpool Streets. What is his name? This guy again. And, I can't respond to every comment, but this one is in particular is really stupid, really crazy. And so, like I said, if you're going to come on here and post weird shit, then you're going to get called out. So this is in response to my video about the Oxford rally, the LTN protest. At least easily 5,000, 6,000 people there. So his response to the video about LTNs, hang on a sec, my computer's not loading. It's a little bit like me. Come on. Alright, his response to thousands of people gathering in Oxford to protest LTNs all across the country. His response: huh? Most streets are LTNs already. It's nothing new. Most 60s and 70s council blocks, types, places and estates. Every cul-de-sac. Most streets off villages. Most new sprawling estates in the countryside. Most streets in Cambridge have been for over 30 years. Almost every street in Abbey and King's Hedges and Arbury is. Petersfield is, I think, since the 70s. Most places were always designed as LTNs. You can drive in and out to them, not shortcut through. Most ordinary people want peace and quiet and safe streets for our kids, don't they? There's nothing new, really. You probably live in one. It's likely. Just what? What the absolute hell are you talking about? Are you trying to say that all of these LTNs which have sprung up have always been there? Are you trying to tell all of these people, this group here, who's saying that the LTNs have been put in about 4 months ago and is dividing the community? You're saying that they've always been there. Are you telling all of these people on the Cowley Road in Oxford that these LTNs have always been there? It's just in their imagination. What are you complaining about, guys? These LTNs are not new. What are you saying? I told you, if you're gonna comment on something, make it correct, make it accurate. Why are you saying this? You're trying to convince people, or you're trying to argue, like in the most ridiculously blatant way, that there's not a problem here. We've always had LTNs. I probably live in one, in case I hadn't realised. I don't live on an LTN. It's a high street, and there are through roads all around where I live, and the traffic behaviour goes through the streets freely here because we don't have LTNs yet. What are you talking about, Cambridge Liverpool Streets campaigner? And this is the thing about you, right? So far now, I've made how many videos? 6? Just remind myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, not including just the little segment videos. Basically 11 videos filled with content surrounding the concept of congestion charges. The Mill Road video, 45 minutes of different views or different people talking about the LTNs. The Oxford rally, all of these thousands of people here gathered from around the country. I've made a criticism about your last comment, which you haven't responded to, and this one here, which shows the whole plan in an overview, and you zero in on one thing. Always, when you comment on my videos, you zero in on one little thing, and then you basically lie. That's gaslighting. That is gaslighting. That's misinformation. I know you're only a small timer here, but you are saying things which is not true, and you're trying to pass it off as if it's true. That's misinformation. You're trying to convince people that these LTNs have always been here. That's gaslighting. Alright? Your comment, in this case, I would go as far as to say, constitutes antisocial behaviour. What you're trying to do is cut up people's lives and pretend that there's nothing wrong with it. Think carefully before you type on my channel, please. Okay? like I said, you're welcome to retort, you're welcome to have your say, you're welcome to make comments and debate and things, but this is just not true, isn't it? Is it? Most streets are LTNs already. No, they're not. Most 60s and 70s council block type places and estates. No. Every cul-de-sac. Yeah, well, a cul-de-sac's a cul-de-sac. It's geographically built that way. It's not a through road which has been cut off recently. Most streets off villages. Most new sprawling estates in the countryside. Most streets in Cambridge have been for over 30 years. Where are you living? Almost every street in Abbey and King's Hedges and Arbury is. That's just not true. Petersfield is since the 70s. I'll just give you the benefit of the doubt, Cambridge Livable Streets campaigner. I'm going to assume that you don't know what you're talking about and that this isn't actually just blatant fibbing. All right? I'm going to think that you have made a mistake here. Row back, please. Look around you. Ask the people around you what they're thinking of this. All right? And just admit to yourself that what you said there is wrong. All right? Because if that wasn't a mistake and that was a lie, this is just an example of the kind of shite, the kind of nonsense, the kind of lies which we have in store for us in this conversation. If this is the sort of thing that streets campaigners are prepared to say and do without the most flimsy shred of attempted evidence to back it up, you're actually lying in the most obviously blatant way. Is that what we're up against in this conversation? Is that what is happening now? Anybody who complains about LTNs is just overreacting. You're just imagining it. They've always been there. Anybody who criticises the GCP, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say much more than that. I don't want to rant about it. Cambridge Livable Streets campaigner, you didn't respond to my last response to you. The GCP have not... The GCP have made 60 separate consultations in the last 5 years, and the results have not been published. Okay, that's against the rules. You haven't responded to me. Respond to me then. Respond to me about that. Respond to me about this. Which streets have been LTNs in Cambridge? Which street in Abbey and King's Hedges and Arbury is? The Vinery Road one, that roadblock was just put in 2-3 months ago. Somebody pulled it out and they put it back in again. It's a new feature. What world are you living in, mate? Oh, ridiculous.